AFA reaction videos where we react to everything theme park.
Hey, I'm Chris and this is AFA reaction videos, and today we are going to be reacting to 10 crazy Japanese roller coasters. So I can't wait for this. I think it's going to be awesome. When they say crazy, I don't know what they mean by crazy. So I'm kind of the kind of guy who will ride anything. So we'll see if there's anything in here that I might not write. But this video is done by Theme Park Crazy. Check them out. Their link is in the description. It looks like they do a lot of stuff like this. A lot of top 10s, top 5s of different theme park stuff, like roller coasters and different stuff. So go check them out. Plus, if you want to see this in full size, you need to go to their channel to see this video. So what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead. Let's start reacting to 10 crazy Japanese roller coasters.
Here are the top 10 craziest Japanese roller coasters
Wow.
to ever operate.
That's
Number
nuts.
10, Slope Shooter at the Higashiyama Zoo. This is by far one of the most unusual roller coasters on Earth.
It looks
Located at the Higashiyama Zoo and
Whoa.
Botanical Garden, this is one of
What-
Japan's oldest roller coasters,
What is this?
dating all the way back to 1961.
This don't-
After ascending an initial chain lift, riders are sent down the side of a hill with several switchback turns.
It looks like a
Unlike most coasters
bobsled
still
on
operating, this one
wheels.
is officially classified as a side friction coaster. Side friction coasters don't have wheels under the track and instead use wheels on the side to maneuver the ride switchback
Wow.
turns.
That's
While
different.
the sides of the track are steel, certain sections of the bottom are actually made from concrete. As such, much of the track resembles a roadway, and one can't help but compare it to San Francisco's famous
Wow,
Lombard
yeah.
Street with its winding downhill
But it
turns.
kinda
In
looks
addition,
like
its colorful
a
and
bobsled
quirky ride vehicles make it look like
ride,
something straight
almost
out of a
being,
Dr.
but with
Seuss book.
wheels.
It may not be nearly as intense as Japan's other coasters, but its one-of-a-kind experience makes it more than worth
That's
your
really
time.
different.
Number 9, Adventure Drive at Suzuka Circuit Motopia. You wouldn't normally expect a family coaster to have a launch, but one coaster at Suzuka Circuit Motopia is sure to defy such
Oh, wow.
expectations. Located across the street from Honda's world-famous Suzuka Circuit racetrack is Motopia. This family theme park is
Motopia.
geared for young children and features all sorts of vehicle-themed attractions.
Wow,
like
it looks like a
go-karts,
lot of the
junior
attractions are
motorbikes,
different.
and a launch coaster named Adventure Drive. On this coaster, passengers board Jeep.
It almost looks like a kiddie
sent on an off-road
car.
adventure through a mystical forest. While it seems like an ordinary family coaster on the surface, this ride has a unique, one-of-a-kind launch system you won't find anywhere else. Approaching what's referred to as a power ring in the ride's storyline, riders are instructed to shout "power" to launch forwards as loud as they can. The ride's cable launch system is hooked up to a recording device. The louder riders shout, the faster the launch is.
Wow,
Of course,
that's
the
pretty
vehicles
cool.
will still launch without shouting, but if you want to hit that desired top speed, you'll have to scream as loud as you can. It is the world's only noise-powered launch. And it's a wonder why
Noise-powered
we don't
launch.
see
That's
more of
that
these. It's a
is
charming
cool. I like
concept, and
that.
it's bound to appeal to young enthusiasts looking to ride their first launch coaster. Number 8. Gekion Live at Tokyo Joyopolis.
Gekion
Forget
Live
virtual
coaster.
reality. This coaster is a flat-out interactive video game experience. Located at indoor amusement
Wow,
park
that
and
looks
arcade
crazy.
Tokyo Joyopolis, this is perhaps the most sought-after indoor spinning coaster on Earth. Originally opening as Vale of Dark, this coaster was once a shooting dark ride with controllers mounted to the restraints. Besides this feature though, this ride was an extremely revolutionary spinning coaster experience when it first opened. Not only was it the first launch spinning coaster, but it was also the first to feature an inversion, an inline twist to be exact. In 2016, the coaster's shooting dark ride feature was replaced with an all-new rhythm game. The current ride experience goes as followed. Riders are given 3 buttons on their over-the-shoulder restraints. At the ride start, the vehicles stop by screens displaying the game. The goal of the game is to press the right button at the right time to the rhythm of the music. Much like Guitar Hero and Parappa the Rapper, the music itself is always changing to keep the ride ride fresh, and the ride has been themed to several Japanese media franchises like Evangelion and Hatsune Miku. After a few rounds of this game, the vehicles go through a tire launch, sending them through winding turns and its signature inline twist. At the end of the ride, each passenger is graded on their score, allowing for some friendly competition. And since the ride is indoors, you don't have to worry about rain shutting it down. Number 7. Diving Coaster Vanish at Yokohama Cosmo World.
Wow.
You may recognize this coaster from several clickbait video thumbnails. Though the claims of it being dangerous or deadly are undoubtedly false, the coaster itself is real, and it has one of the most inventive and revolutionary coaster tunnels on Earth. This pink coaster starts off with 2 small drops before the ride's main feature. This larger drop takes riders into a world-famous underwater tunnel. Although riders will stay completely dry, the water jets at the start of the tunnel give the illusion that the train is actually diving underwater.
It does.
It's a photogenic, creative, and aesthetically satisfying ride element that makes the coaster arguably more fun to watch than it is to ride. After the tunnel is a forceful double helix with the layout ending shortly afterwards. So while it's a pretty short ride, its tunnel alone makes it a standout attraction, and its influence is clear to see by the upcoming Yukon Striker at Canada's
That looks
Wonderland.
amazing.
Number 6. Ultra Twister at the Risutsu Resort.
So this one was on the first one. At the beginning they showed in the intro. Oh wow.
Togo Ultra Twister, a bizarre, compact attraction that
doing
surrounds
barrel
passengers
rolls
in a twisting tubular pipeline of steel track. Though one used to exist at Six Flags Great Adventure, these coasters are now exclusive to Japan, with only 4 still in operation. While Togo has a reputation for rough rides in the United States, the Ultra Twister is said to be glossy smooth. However, out of these 4 coasters, only one of them features a different layout. This one can be found at the Risutsu Resort in northern Japan. This Ultra Twister is the only one ever to feature a dive loop. While other Ultra Twisters reverse the vehicle's direction halfway through the course, this ride twists passengers under the track before sending them back to the station still facing forwards. Of course, this dive loop is in addition to the ride's 3 Heartline rolls, giving it more inversions than any other Ultra Twister. It may not be that long, but this small coaster packs a strong and memorable punch. Number 5. Thunder Dolphin at Tokyo Dome City. This Intamin mega coaster is in quite a crazy location. In fact, it's located right in the middle of the world's busiest city. Surrounded by a sea of glass and concrete, Thunder Dolphin stands at a staggering 262 feet above the ground. At this height, passengers are given truly astounding views of the city as they traverse the course.
It looks like it's on top of a building almost.
Not only do the trains soar past busy streets and skyscrapers, but they even manage to go through a building in a massive centerless Ferris wheel. The scenery and setting in general emphasize the ride's height, and even those not afraid of heights may be intimidated by the experience. Now you may notice that the track is surrounded by netting in some of the newer footage here. And no, this is not to catch passengers if they fall out. This netting was actually installed after an incident where a 9-year-old guest was struck in the head by a 10-inch bolt that fell from the ride. The coaster was actually closed down for over 2 years because of this, but has since operated without incident. If you want to check out the surreal city-flying thrills of this
would be neat, just to have that feeling to be in a city and you're on a roller coaster.
Takabisha at Fuji-Q Highland. Built by German manufacturer Gerstlauer,
some of these where they're just one car is just nuts.
Its relatively tight layout. This is a Eurofighter model that has both a 62-mile-per-hour launch and a vertical lift hill. It also manages to pack in 7 inversions, including the world's only banana roll element. This twice-inverted element in particular gets its name from its quirky banana shape from a certain angle. But by far, the most notable thing about this coaster is its main drop. After the vertical lift, riders will undergo a 121-degree drop that folds passengers under the track as they gain in speed. The resulting experience combines the stomach-lifting sensation of a drop with the out-of-your-seat airtime as it crests over the sideways hill. For 7 years, Takabisha has been thrilling guests with its unique layout. In fact, it's become so popular that a couple even celebrated their wedding on it. The park even fitted the coaster with white satin restraints. Now that's pretty cool.
They got married and then rode that.
You're in luck. Next year, a near-exact clone of Takabisha will be opening at New Jersey's Nickelodeon Universe.
I think I heard about that.
Be even steeper than Takabisha, though reportedly only by half a degree. This is proof of how influential and popular Takabisha is, and don't be surprised if we see more.
I love the mountain look in the background.
Number 3. Moonsault Scramble, also at Fuji-Q Highland. Though no longer in operation, this coaster will be forever remembered by how flat-out insane it was. Despite its short shuttle subtle coaster layout, Moonsault Scramble is famous for being one of the most intense roller coasters ever built. To put it in perspective, astronauts typically experience a G-force of 3 Gs during a space shuttle takeoff.
Right.
3 Gs is akin to 3 times the force of gravity. Moonsault Scramble, on the other hand, had a reported G-force of 6.2 Gs. This made it one of only 2 roller coasters ever built to surpass the 6 G mark, with the other one being the still operating Tower of Terror at South Africa's Gold Reef City. These forces were exerted at the bottom of Moonsault's pretzel knot, a first-of-its-kind inversion that resembles a giant pretzel. Another notable thing about this coaster was its height. From a structural standpoint, it was the first coaster to be over 200 feet tall, though since it is in a full circuit, many enthusiasts don't consider it to be the first hypercoaster ever made. That honor still goes to Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point. Moonsault Scramble was also the only roller coaster in history to have an ice skating rink around it. Unfortunately,
I didn't even notice that.
Years of operation, Moonsault Scramble was
pretzel.
Closed in
Wow, I've never seen something like that on a roller coaster before. Look at that.
Number 2, Dota. Once again at Fuji-Q Highland. Named after the sound of a traditional Japanese taiko drum. This was one of the first roller coasters designed by a
that thing's smoking past. Look how fast that's going. Oh my gosh.
Scramble, Dota is said to be one of the most forceful roller coasters of all time. This is due to its extremely intense launch that takes riders from 0 to 112 miles per hour in less than 2
Oh my
seconds.
gosh.
The experience has been compared by some enthusiasts to being rammed in the back by a semi-truck. And believe it or not, this ride is even faster today than when it first opened. In 2017, park officials decided to spruce up the ride's layout by replacing its original top hat with an enormous vertical loop. This was reportedly done to make the ride more exciting, since maintenance issues forced a trim brake to be installed on said top hat. In order for the trains to complete the loop, the ride speed was increased from 107 miles per hour to 112 miles per hour.
I see what they did.
This made the ride even more intense than it already was, and even some of the most seasoned coaster enthusiasts are legitimately terrified of it. It often ranks as one of the top bucket list coasters for hardcore enthusiasts, and with a launch this bonkers, how can it not be?
I guess I don't know why you'd be scared of it.
Honorable mentions. First and most notable is Ijanika at Fuji-Q Highland.
Oh, is this one of them where the seats move while you're...
There's no denying this is one insane ride experience, though it isn't really unique to Japan. X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain is essentially the same model, and another SNS 4th Dimension coaster exists at China's Dinosaur Park. And though it's an intense ride, it didn't have any notable elements that separated it from the other coasters on this list. Nevertheless, it's an
just being in a seat that rotates while you're moving that's just nuts.
The new Wild Mouse at Misaki Park.
A Wild Mouse?
Hopkins Wild Mouse takes guests on a slow winding
I like mouse coasters. So
hills. It certainly is strange, but it's not really unique enough to make the list. Finally is Jet Coaster at Rakutenshi. While it's currently a standard family coaster, it was something much more bizarre last year. In 2017, the park was briefly rethemed to a quote-unquote spa amusement park. This 3-day event was done to celebrate the success of a viral promotional
is this the one where they filled it? Yes, I remember seeing this.
For 3 days, the coaster publicly operated with the trains filled with bubbles. The result was a comically strange ride experience.
Yes, I remember seeing this.
Promotional stunt, it was an extremely memorable one. Number 1, Steel Dragon 2000 at Nagashima Spa Land. Built to celebrate the Year of the Dragon, this massive,
that looks awesome at night.
Beast of a ride is the only non-launched Giga Coaster outside of North America. For those of you who don't know, a Giga Coaster is classified as a full-circuit roller coaster over 300 feet tall, but less than 400 feet. At the time of its opening, it was the tallest and fastest full-circuit roller coaster on Earth, with a top height of 318 feet and a top speed of 95 miles per hour. Though these records have since been surpassed, it still holds the record for the longest roller coaster on Earth, with a total track length of over 8,000 feet long.
Look at that. That's just nuts.
Built by Swiss manufacturers Intamin and B&M, this ride was actually made by American manufacturer Morgan, and is the only giga coaster they've ever built. In order to protect the coaster from Japan's earthquakes, much more steel was used on the ride's structure than other Morgan coasters, making the supports much thicker and sturdier. The need for more steel ballooned the coaster's cost to a whopping $52 million, making it the most expensive non-Disney roller coaster of all time. As for the ride itself, the layout features a plethora of massive airtime hills and enormous bank turns. Though its original Morgan trains allegedly made this a rough ride, the coaster recently got new trains from
this looks, this looks like what you would see more on hyper coasters.
It's a unique,
sort of like the one at Kings Island. Diamondback has kind of like that. So wow, so those were some crazy roller coasters. I didn't see anything that I wouldn't try myself. But, I mean, some stuff would be new to me. I have never been on a roller coaster that does a barrel roll like the one did. I think in Branson, Missouri, they have a hybrid, which is steel wood. And I think it does a barrel roll like that. But I don't think it's how do I want to say it? It's just built differently than the one that we've seen on here. But yeah, these are nuts. Some of them. I mean, there's some of those that I would just like to ride just because they look amazing. So this was awesome. I love watching stuff like this and learning about these roller coasters that I've never seen before. I had seen the one with the bubbles in it. I had seen that. I think I watched that like almost 2 or 3 years ago. But this was amazing. I love seeing all this stuff. So remember, this is done by Theme Park Crazy. Go check them out. Their link will be in the top of the description. And also, I'll be putting a card up right here. And you can click on that, and that'll take you directly to their channel where you can see this video in full size. But I think that's going to do it. I would love to be able to go and ride these roller coasters myself. But I don't know if that'll ever happen, but, you know, never say never. There could be a time that something would happen where I would be able to go do this. So, but thank you for reacting to the 10 crazy Japanese roller coasters with me, and I hope to catch you on the next AFA reaction videos. We'll see you later. I hope you have a good day. Bye.